A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tonight. This is the Tuesday night edition of the show. Promises to be exciting, fun-filled, and explosive as always. My name is Tony Bitoye. I want to start off the show tonight by saying thank you to you for joining us, and also tell you that for the next 50 minutes plus that we're bringing Sports Tonight to you, we will make it worth your while. We will make it very enjoyable for you, very informative, and we will make sure that it's not a waste of time for you. All right, so once again, thank you for the opportunity, and we will make the best of it. I'm not alone. I want to start off the show immediately by introducing to you my partners. They will be with me for the first part of the show. We'll make a change at some stage and bring on someone that you also know very well for the second part of the show. But let me introduce Dotun. Dotun is here once again. Dotun Agubiade, good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Good evening, Tony.
Yeah.
It's always a joyous thing to be here talking sports. You know, that is what we love doing.
That's what we love to do. And of course, to the far right, Yemi Adebayo is also on the show, starting off with us this beautiful Tuesday. Yemi, good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Yeah, like you said, always a pleasure to sit here and talk sports.
Yeah. Later on the show, Cosmos Chukwemeka is somewhere. He will be joining us, and we'll be having him as well on Sports Tonight. There's a lot to talk about on the program tonight. We'll spend a lot of time to talk about domestic football in Nigeria. That's because the Nigeria Professional Football League enters match day 4 tomorrow. And I can tell you this for free, a lot of sumptuous, mouth-watering fixtures for you tomorrow all across the nation. We'll spend time to talk about it as we move on. We'll be, of course, filling you in with all the stories, the build-up to the games later on Sports Tonight. We will also spend time on the show today to talk tennis. The first Grand Slam of the year is going on in Australia, Melbourne, Australia. We'll be giving you all the lowdown. And we're now getting to the business end of the tournament, where it's becoming a little more difficult to predict, too close to call, both for the men and for the women. So we'll be doing that for you. But it looks like we're going to be having old school finals for the men. Old school. I mean, old school. We'll talk about it when we get to that part of Sports Tonight. I'm sure you understand what I mean by old school. All right. And of course, we'll take you to Gabon. We'll be starting off from Gabon, where the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations is going on. All right, let me start off the show tonight by asking you to be a part of what we're doing on the program tonight by means of feedback. We are asking you to contribute to this program by means of feedback. Let's make it very engaging, very interactive, and you can make that happen for us by going on our Facebook address on your screen and on those handles on Twitter. Let's make the show as interesting, as active, as interactive as possible. All right, take advantage of what you see there and talk to us. Let's also tell you that you can keep track of all that we're doing on Channels TV, the news, all the programs on our website, www.channelstv.com, as well as on youtube.com/channelsweb. If you click on m.channelstv.com, you'll be able to connect to your home for the news via your iPad, your iPhone, your BlackBerry, your device. You'll just get connected straight to the home for the news. And it gets even better if you download the Channels app for iOS, for Windows, for Android from their respective stores. You are able to keep Channels so close to you, Channels at your fingertips 247, and Channels also wants you to be there. You are there enjoying our package. All that goes on Channels TV is there at your beck and call all the time, all right? And as you do all of this, please don't forget to tell us where your comments, your posts, your tweets are coming from, so that we can appreciate you a lot more on Sports Tonight, this beautiful Tuesday night. Let me also tell you that we'll be having someone who will join us from France via Skype. We'll be talking extensively about North African football. That's in the next couple of minutes on the show. But let's start off the show tonight, guys. It's not a very good news. Not a very good news. And this pains me very deeply because this guy has gone through a lot And just about the time when it looks like it was beginning to settle down into a stride and begin to play well again and attract attention for the right reasons, injury again has knocked him out. Victor Anichebe is going to be out for a few months. Yemi, not good news at all.
It's really sad. He's been getting rave reviews everywhere. You know, this is someone, to me, that has not gotten a fair crack of the whip. This is someone that, bearing injuries, could have done more. When he started his career with Everton, burst into the limelight. You know, he showed
a couple of games for the Super Eagles.
Showed us he was
Olympic team.
Yeah, showed us he was a man for the big occasion, and courtesy of his performances, got to the Olympic team, played a few games for the Super Eagles. But you know, his career has been blighted with injuries. Probably explains why some of those top clubs have been shying away from him. But you know, David Moyes gave him that chance. I think
he was out of contract until this season.
3 or 4 goals I think in as much games, and he has proven himself, and he was able to help out with the goal scoring duties that Jermaine Defoe had to carry on his shoulder, and you know, was another option. This is sad, because even at some point I was jokingly telling you that the Super Eagles manager probably will start to consider Victor Anichebe. So I hope he gets back. I hope it's not one of those injuries that signals the head. You know, there are some kind of injuries that are just recurring. I hope it's not one of. I just hope it's a one-off for someone who has suffered a lot.
Doctor, I mean, you must feel for Victor Anichebe. Well, he's beginning to get back into his strides, as Emi said, beginning to attract attention for the right reasons, and then this is going to come again to slow him down for a few months. I mean, this kind of thing just makes you get weak. But we just pray for him to recover fully and be able to return to the game that he loves.
We pray for him to recover fully, but don't take this thing away from football. We know quite well that when it comes to football, we always talk about injury. Injury actually always creep in, and
it's part of the game.
Or make sure that a player that is really doing wonderfully well at a particular point, then that player actually will be a shadow of himself in the next couple of months. If you look at Anichebe, like you said the other time, Anichebe was a player who had series of injuries in the past. Remember when he was at Everton, he had a couple of injuries. At the time, he was out for about 6 months. He left Everton for West Bromwich Albion. He was doing wonderfully well at the point. Then after a while, he had another injury. You remember when he went to Olympics for Nigeria in 2008, he was among the top performing players in that particular tournament. So if you consider all of these things, though he's not a free scoring striker like that, but you don't take away the energy, the zeal,
the power with which he
everything in which he brings to the team. So if you look at it very well, it's really going to be a hit on his career. But like you said the other time, that we pray that he can recover quickly. He's getting into the news for the right reasons in recent time. But at this particular time, he has gotten into the news for the wrong reasons, owing to the fact that this injury will actually take him off the camera for a while, and it's really going to affect him.
All right, so once again, we can only wish Victor a very quick recovery. We hope the knee injury, we are told that is going to keep him out for 3 months, will heal properly, and then he will be able to return to the game that he loved so much. And who knows, we also pray that he will play so well that he will get a chance to put on the green, white, green of Nigeria once again.